Can't be late.
All right. On my way to another Bedford Township public meeting. And if y'all don't mind, I'm going to start off with praying to the Lord. Dear God, I thank you for this day. I ask forgiveness for my sin and where I failed. I pray for this prayer to go before the Father. I pray for mercy, Lord. I pray for reform and revival in our country. Lord, you know that I've got even just something recently heavy put on my heart, and I pray for your mercy and protection, Lord. And I pray you be with us at this meeting tonight. In Jesus' name, amen. I'll share with y'all what I can. So if I could ask a huge favor, I would ask of y'all to write me an email tonight that I can print off and take in there with me, that's from people that think that my YouTube channel has been in somehow a benefit. And so if you fall into that category, if you feel like that my YouTube channel has not been intended for harm, but has been intended for good, and maybe even has helped with some good, I would be very much in your debt. I would be very much in your debt if you would take the time to send me an email to that effect, and just put in there to whom it may concern, or to the judge. And again, just if you feel that way, if you feel that my YouTube channel is not meant for harm, that it's meant for good, and that it's maybe even helped with some good, I would sure appreciate you reflecting that. So, enough about little old me. I wish I could tell you everything. It's hard. But we're about to go to this township meeting, and they're attempting to go further towards communism tonight. They're attempting to go further towards statism, further towards fascism, further away from any kind of democratic, traditional American values. What they're seeking to do is to be able to make divisions of the township, like the Parks and Recs Committee and different things, private. They're started calling them volunteer groups, and so they think that they're going to be able to skirt around the Open Meetings Act law. Their intention is to rebrand these groups. These trans groups, I guess. They started off as part of the government that had meetings that needed to be posted to the public, that the public could attend, that the public could comment at, things like that. And now they're going to be trans groups now. Now they're going to transition and become a private group. They call it a volunteer-only group, but it's just the insiders decide who these volunteers are going to be, and they don't have to tell anybody when and where they meet, what they discuss. So that's what we got in store for us tonight. Who knows? They might have some extra stuff added in by now, maybe remove public comment time entirely or something. Who knows? It's always unfortunately so far been just a circus of misbehavior, malfeasance in their positions. They're robbing us blind. They've ramped up their spending since I started visiting these meetings exponentially now, adding entire full-time positions left and right, staffing them with, private picks, not availed to the public, that kind of thing. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the township is right now being sued again. And, I'm not sure how many lawsuits they've got going. People know about their misbehavior. This is, I don't know how many lawsuits that we've already heard about, if you've been watching many of these meetings, that have arisen since Adam Heikkela's short time in office. It seems like as soon as they were able to remove him from office, suddenly lawsuits started being a common thing at the township. He was supposedly so bad at the job, but his whole time in office there were no lawsuits. But since they were able to, through political maneuvering, and I don't need to skirt around what that is. They have off-cycle elections for things like that get almost no publicity, and so only the people that they want to show up and vote. And that's exactly how they got Adam Heikkela out of office. And ever since then, the conduct that they've been doing has brought about lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. And you've seen how they have just made no secret about their willingness to target people, to retaliate against anyone who would just make public what it is that they're doing. So that's the focus of tonight's meeting here tonight, is to try and move more things into the private eye for themselves. Unbelievable. Gotta drop off the missus to the door. Be right in, baby. Couple minutes till start. It's already looking like a pretty full parking. I think some people would just like to see the carnage at this point. And I would encourage you, don't be those kind of people that were willing to go and watch the Christians be eaten in the Roman Colosseum and say, oh, well, I was rooting for the Christians, not the lions, Do more than that. Step in. Please. All right. Again, I ask you, any of y'all watching, if you know anybody else that'll do it, share this, post that part anywhere. Send me an email tonight. Let me know something positive about the YouTube channel that I can take into court tomorrow. Got to try and offset what they're for some reason being allowed to make it about. Appreciate you, sevenfold 777. All right. Brace for impact, folks.
Officer Pickles talked to me, and then Officer Pickles stood here, and then they sent me through a kind of wall.
Well, that never bothered you.
Then I
Well, I guess you did wake up then, huh?
And the officer had to contact him, and his response is nothing. But we have.
Hello, sir. This will slide down a little bit, it looks like. What's that? Did you put that there so I couldn't stand up? Are you trying to be against the disabled? Is that it, Barry? I don't sit down well. I have injuries. Dr. Kinzel's here. He could tell you about it. Don't move something to stand here?
I got it. It didn't go over my head. I got it. So let's keep it.
I've got still have an updated trust that you're on the office.
This man apparently has a problem with disabled people standing. So he put this stack of chairs in the way and then tried to complain when I just slid it to the side. It's on wheels. I guess he'll have to think of a bigger obstacle to put here in the next time. I'm sure we'll see. What a clown. That's Orange Colonel Sanders for you.
I've come to the conclusion that the best way to handle it is to start on Bedford Township.
Put the daggers up. Game's on. 8 o'clock's the wings. It's gonna be a fast meeting. One minute to go.
Cody, can you like put the score up there for us or something?
Barry,
Barry, can you help us out now?
Someone will.
No.
Probably not.
I'm looking it up.
One more minute.
One to hear.
Okay. What did you say?
Kind of there.
It's the, it's not the second. It's about the second, so I lied to you. About the second.
Alrighty. Given how many games they have.
Close enough. So, we're gonna call it order here on the 10th of October, 2024, and time is now 7 o'clock p.m. So, we're gonna stand here first off and give the pledge of allegiance. Uncover your hats, veterans may give a salute, uncover behind your chest.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty. A little reflection, you don't kind of bow your head, just be quiet and listen to what I'm going to say. We're going to have a prayer. Dear Lord in heaven, watch over this congregation here, watch over all these townspeople. Give us peace of mind, clarity of thought, and ease of heart. Let us listen to each other with kind words and respond in the same way. Let us actually do some good tonight and have some fun. On a side note, it's just thanks for a great day. You're going to pray? Amen. So, roll call.
Supervisor Kendall.
I'm here.
Clerk Baracco. Here. Treasurer Miller. Here. Trustee Hires.
Here.
Trustee Mikey.
Here.
Trustee Greenwood. Here. Trustee Dingman.
Here.
7 present. We have a quorum.
Oh, wow. 7-7. All right, first up here, Resolution 10-10-24-61. Approval of the October 10th, 2024 consent agenda. Is there a second? Support. Excellent. Any kind of discussion about it? No, we good? Moving.
I have something for.
Last week? Last month's?
Oh, no, for last month?
No.
Oh, okay, nope.
Roll call.
Trustee Hires.
Yes.
Treasurer Miller.
Yes.
Clerk Baracco. Yes. Trustee Menke.
Yes.
Trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
Trustee Zeman.
Yes.
Supervisor Tusser.
Yes.
7 yes. Motion carries.
Oh, no, wait, we're right. This is consent agenda for this month. There's a friendly amendment.
Oh, sorry.
We are missing roll call for items 65, 66, and 67.
Okay.
That's it though. Easy stuff. It's a typo. Okay, so for the above mentioned agenda items, looking for a public comment on agenda items only. Shades?
Yes, sir.
On a microphone tonight?
No.
How dare you. Good, one job. Good.
Feedback.
Really? Okay.
Do me a favor and keep that from falling too far.
It's falling down. It's sinking. It's in quicksand.
I'll try and survive without it.
Alrighty. All right, Justin.
Hello, sir. How are you tonight?
It's a lovely night.
Yes, sir. All right, there it goes. Well, what I want to talk about is specifically the resolution 10-10-24-62. And very conflicted reaction to this because I'm so glad to see it on here to know that there's someone here within the township government that would have concern for things following the Open Meetings Act and being in the spirit of the law to let the public have access to what should be publicly accessible. But also at the same time, I'm so disappointed that it has to be on here. I'm so disappointed that there still continues to be actors within this township government who are driven to, at every possible way, try and restrict the public, to try and confound their access, to try and, if it's not jacked up crazy high bills on what somebody could pay for a FOIA request, not letting people know when a position is open, when a vote is coming. It's doing the bare minimum that you're not going to get legally caught and in trouble for to inform the public, instead of just having a spirit and an attitude of, well, this is public information. Who would I be to stand in the way of public accessing public information? And I don't think that this is ever an issue where people say, oh, well, I would never agree to have something redacted of somebody's personal information on something. No, this isn't that kind of an issue. Have you ever heard anyone in here complaining about, oh, well, the public information that I got had somebody's personal address and phone number redacted and I'm mad because of that? No. I think we all know what the real issue is. People are trying to get access to the issues, the facts and details that matter, and there's people who are occupying these positions presently who are for some reason part of an ongoing conspiracy to stop them, to obstruct access, to make it difficult for the public to access the things that should just be easily publicly accessible. I watched a video from Adam there where he came to ask to see a book of meeting minutes that someone could have just handed him, and they told him to come back later that day. And then when he came back later that day, he still couldn't be just handed a book. If that's not the most clear-cut case of at least our clerk's office, if not many others, just doing what they need to do to obstruct this access. Yes, sir.
Okay, so first off, she's working doing the votes from an election. She was busy. She can't just drop everything when he walks in the door. What she did was perfectly fine saying, I'm busy right now, can you come back? That's perfectly fine. Right? There's still jobs to do here. He's waited on, he was attended to, he was addressed.
I just think the spirit was conveyed.
No.
Yeah, the resolution 10-10-2462. Bedford Township has a history of not following the Open Meetings Act. Mr. Hires, he was a member of the Planning Commission until I made sure that he was no longer holding that position unlawfully. And while
Okay,
he
this
was
is
there,
this is what this agenda right here.
that's right.
You cannot sum his job out from the past. Please talk about this right here on the agenda, what's going on tonight. I don't want to listen to history. It's ridiculous. You're wasting time here.
The Open Meetings Act is on the agenda for the Parks and Recreation Committee,
Correct.
for them to follow the Open Meetings Act. The public needs to know the history of the townships not following of the Open Meetings Act. That's the importance of this here. Not only that, but again, the silencing and the controlling of the public. Because what we have is a history here. We have, this board was created. Now, they say that they don't have, we have a history again now because part of what's going on with this motion here is the superintendent wrote up a big thing to the attorney to ask questions so that the attorney could then try to validate this to say.
That's your objection, that's your interpretation. Now what happened?
I'm gonna ask for my time back, please.
I'll give you 8 seconds. Go ahead.
Thank you. Because the history is here in the township, just like what's happened in this time now, we have someone that's reached out to the attorney in an attempt to validate the wrongdoing that's happened. This is the same pattern that's happened in the past, and now on this here, we have a committee that has actually been working on, based on the meetings that I attended when they were open to the public, they were working on millions of dollars of grants for the township. They had $1 million that they were doing for projects for each park that we have. Now, I would say that that has a pretty significant impact in what's going on and what happens with the township. Now, we want to try to say that they just have no impact and they don't do anything in any capacity. But again, we also have a history, again, of not following the Open Meetings Act. All the way until 2017, our Planning Commission never had a public comment time, which is proven.
History.
Which is proven in the minutes.
History is not for tonight.
We also have
agenda here.
a line of the keeping of the positions and other information from the attorney, which we also had hidden by our clerk here currently.
Hearsay. Thank you very much.
You still have 8 seconds.
Oh, I still had 8
8
seconds, so thank you very much. It's not hearsay. I will continue to share all of the facts and the actual evidence because I have the actual. Beep. Thanks.
Anybody else?
I would, but it's not worth my time.
Talk up here, not all, please. Thank you. But come here, just the people up here, go ahead. Do it properly, though.
I speak on a lot of issues, but it's not worth my time. I'm gonna deal with one agenda, but not right now. At the end of the day, I'll have a conversation with all of you. We'll enjoy it.
I doubt that, okay? Well, I do. Anybody else? Look, tonight's meeting agenda, as dictated here in the whole outline, and what's legally to this whole meeting tonight. Anybody else? That was your time to talk about it, so. Reports, fire and police. For the police, we have
Officer Phillips?
Officer Phillips.
Yeah, so a couple of things I have here today. I don't have a ton. It would appear that our numbers are down significantly in general. A lot less calls for service.
That's good.
The vast majority of what we do have is self-initiated by the police department, so traffic stops, business checks, stuff like that. The next highest would be our check premises. So we get a call to someone saying someone, they heard something outside, so we go and check the property. Beyond that, everything's below 1% and 2%. It's a pretty small mix of stuff that's been happening in Bedford over the last week.
That's great. Good job. Keeping us safe. Thank you. Fire.
As of right now, we're running close to 800 runs for this year. We have 2.5 more months to go, which will probably hit over those 1,000 runs as usual in the last few years that we have made. 3 people that we had going to school here had their test, 240-hour class tests here last week. All 3 of them, I can say, passed their test, so they are certified right now. I have one more individual that I hired for this year, started off, and Mr. Cody down here, he decided he wanted to come up for firefighter. So we suited him up last Sunday, and he's been on a couple of runs here, just getting his feet wet right now, but he will be going to school in the Richland area when it starts up here pretty close this fall. Fall festival, we had a good turnout there for the fire department there. We had all the trucks there to come down, and then we had some of the firemen down there at the park down there, and it was a good turnout. A little slow to start with, but otherwise it got going down there pretty good, so we had a good turnout down there at that. Spaghetti dinner is coming up the 26th of this month down at the Lions Club in the village area down there. I think most of you have attended it in the past. This will be the 10th year that we have had it, right along with our pancake breakfast that we have in the springtime. All that money that comes into there goes into the fire department for buying equipment onto the trucks and stuff. And that's where it all goes. Nobody does not go into any of our pockets. There will be included like spaghetti, meatball, garlic bread, tea, juice, and salads on the side. The brochure is, I got some here, there's some out there. If you want to take one and spread it around or stuff like that, appreciate it and stuff like that. Outside of that, we're doing pretty good, moving right on along. New people want to join the department and stuff, and they start off, and then when it starts getting in the classes, work that they've got to do, and if like that kind of puts them behind a little bit, and they figure they can't handle it, so out they go. We have probably about 22 people on the department right now and stuff. I can look back a few years and go, and when we had better than 35 people on the department. So it just goes to show you how things are going over the past years on the department and stuff. With a lot of regulations and government and stuff, you get things that you got to take care of nowadays and stuff. It's kind of, people have other jobs to take care of, and they cannot afford to have time away from their jobs and stuff. And but appreciate every one of them that we've got on the department. You, like I said in the past, and I'll continue to say, you got a good group of firemen out here. You know, the young people, they're willing to get in there and understand how to fight these fires and stuff, and accidents and so forth and on in there and stuff. So you should be proud of every one of them and stuff. So any questions?
Thanks, Chief. All right, so I guess for the part B here, legislative and intergovernmental. Nobody? All right. Moving on to unfinished business about the construction website. Defer now to Mr. Barry Beamish.
Construction, they haven't brought a hammer to the site yet, but
For the fire station, right?
yeah, for the new temporary fire bay and cemetery records office. Stuff's in the works, electrical, that's kind of the first hurdle. And our electrical inspector and Cody are out there today, so he can direct consumers on how to do that. So that's done, I mean, in the works. He's officially supposed to start on Monday or Tuesday. He's just finished up another job, and he'll be there doing that. Website, no change on that yet. I've got something that I'm looking at to get that finished up. So hopefully we'll get that done in the next couple months. And the Roads Advisory Committee have been trading phone calls with a gentleman I'd like to recommend to you, but he was in the UP 1 week, I was in the UP the next week, and now he's in Florida helping friends with probably 2 hurricanes now, because he was there for the last one and now Milton. So hopefully bringing something soon. Mike Stipe and I are going to get together and look at some of the road projects the county's recommended, so we can at least do something for this year, because we haven't done anything in 2 years.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, sir.
Great. Petitions and new business. Moving along here. So our first is Resolution 10-10-2462. Resolved by, pardon me, allergies. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to require the Parks and Rec Advisory Committee to follow the Open Meetings Act, see attached documents. there a motion? Is there a second? Okay, there's a second, so I guess we move on. Moving on, resolution 10-10-2463. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to contract with Medimas, rangeandbid.com to sell at auction a 1979 GMC fire truck, a Ford tractor, miscellaneous and used equipment, no longer in service. Minimum price on fire truck and tractor to ensure at least scrap value is obtained. Is there a motion on this one? Is there a second? Alrighty, discussion. If I understand this one here, this, very good and wrong here, this site is not charging us anything. They have the buyers, and pay the percentage of the buyers to then go ahead and take care of that part, so it's costing the township nothing at all.
They'll come down, take pictures, put on their municipal auction site, and yeah, the buyers bring in 12%, so that's how they make their money.
So this is great, this costs us nothing, we get to give it some old stuff, make some money for the township.
Don't have to move the stuff around, just leave it where it's at.
Perfect, like that a lot. More discussion, anybody?
So, you contacted 3 different people then for this?
Yeah, that was gonna charge us money, like a lot of it, have a haul, have us, like tractor, was it the one, have us haul this, they put it down there, which it costs like $500 and haul it back. And Winchbid's not doing it, so we're saving money.
Yeah. Yes.
Any more?
It's definitely worth a second look. Absolutely.
Sweet. Alrighty, roll call.
Trustee Greenwood,
Yes.
trustee Dingman,
Yes.
trustee Meinke,
Yes.
clerk Baraco, yes. Treasurer Miller,
Yes.
trustee Hires,
Yes.
supervisor Penzel.
Yes.
7 yes, motion carried.
Perfect. Resolution 10-10-2464, resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to establish an escrow fee for solar energy systems solar farm conditional land use and site plan, application amount of $12,000, and we go from there. Is there a motion?
So moved.
It's time, all right, stereo. Is there a second? All right, goody. Discussion.
So is the escrow deposit different than the application fee?
Mr. Babish, please answer for us.
The escrow amount covers all the work involved in the site plan review, and Cody could speak more about the breadth of that. Is there an application fee?
Because what I'm looking at, it says application fee and the amount of, and then there's a blank, and an escrow fee deposit in the amount of $12,000. So I just wondered what the.
What does that mean? They put forth that $12,000, they put that money forth to cover any kind of fees or any kind of charges applicable to that solar farm being taken care of.
Okay, so
So they're gonna
application.
cover all that.
I mean, it can even include, legal counsel's opinion, anything that has to do with
Okay.
the application is on the responsibility of the applicant.
Okay, so that takes care of all of the application fee and.
And let's get, they're paying for it, we're not.
Okay.
There was a small bullet point of lists within the ordinance that says, like newspaper publications.
Right.
Everything that would cost us to process that, so it's not on the taxpayers' backs.
Right.
Which is great. Because it's good on their part, yeah. Any more discussion? All right, roll call.
Trustee Dingman,
Yes.
trustee Meinke,
Yes.
clerk Baraco, yes. Treasurer Miller,
Yes.
supervisor Penzel,
Yes.
trustee Hires,
Yes.
trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
7 yes, motion carried.
Resolution 10-10-2465, resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to adopt the amendments to the recreational/adult use marijuana establishment ordinance as determined as beneficial for the continued administration of township marijuana ordinances. There's a whole huge section there. It was brought up last time when I was gone. If you guys want, you can read it yourselves. It's in the packets out there. So I guess now we do a motion.
Talk about it. Second?
There we go, now discussion. You can have me, come on, girl.
Supervisor, if you wouldn't mind, I actually would like to move that on page 3, number 7, like to make in the motion, I'd like to we strike that?
All other activities or the whole sentence?
What's that, reading to that?
Item 7, page 3. It's redundant, it's gonna be addressed in the new marijuana zoning ordinance.
Gotcha.
It's the bottom 7, bottom item, got it circled here, number 7 on page 3.
Yeah, I just had it suggested to remove other activities because it was too vague.
Right here, sir. It's gonna be addressed in the new marijuana, the new zoning ordinance that we're moving with.
Okay. So do we have a second to make the amendment?
I'll support.
All right. So actually, sorry, take that. Keeping the motion, you seconded it. Let's do a roll call on the support of removing number 7 on page 3.
Trustee Meinke.
Yes.
Supervisor Kenzel.
Yes.
Clerk Baraco, yes. Treasurer Miller.
Yes.
Trustee Dingman.
Yes.
Trustee Hires.
Yes.
Trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
7 yes.
Okay, so that part is stricken from there. Now to approve the resolution with the amendment of taking out number 7, page 3. Is there any more discussion on that portion? All right, so then roll call on adopting resolution 1010-2465 with the exception of taking out number 7 on page 3, as mentioned from Craig, sorry, I apologize there. Craig, let's do, there you go, man, thank you. Roll call on that one, please.
Trustee Meinke.
Yes.
Clerk Baraco, yes. Treasurer Miller.
Yes.
Trustee Hires.
Yes.
Supervisor Kenzel.
Yes,
Trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
Trustee Dingman.
Yes.
7 yes, motion carried.
excellent. This is still some business, yes. All right, so last one here is resolution 1010-2466. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to adopt the Solar Energy Systems Ordinance Amendment changes as recommended by the Planning Commission. Is there a second? Let's over there. Great. Discussion, please.
I actually thought it was nicely put together.
The Planning Committee, they spent hours on that. Holy cow, these guys, they did a bang up job. We've had several months on these things here.
I like the definitions, like the organization of it.
Oh, you still about the wind turbines and things out there? Holy cow, those guys were knocked out of the park.
I like that the small scale and large scale split up, and that's
Yeah.
nice.
They did a great job, that one. Any more discussion? All right, so I look forward to the roll call.
Clerk Baraco, yes. Treasurer Miller.
Yes.
Trustee Hires.
Yes.
Trustee Meinke.
Yes.
Trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
Trustee Dingman.
Yes.
Supervisor Kenzel.
Yes.
7 yes, motion carried.
Excellent. Resolution 1010-2467, resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to make the following budget adjustments. As shown here. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Excellent. Discussion. Basically, this is moving money around. It's showing as far as the item lines. One's being increased by 12,000, 2 are being decreased by 6,000. So it's just a shift. There's no money added. There's no money taken away. It's just making things more efficient and clean on the budget line items. It's all that it is. There's no magic. There's nothing being hidden. There's no anything bad going on.
It is to populate just the line item, but the 12,000 essentially will come from the good growers. So that's correct.
Yeah, so it's all up and up. We're not trying to hide nothing. Because that trip to Florida. Kidding. Hurricane's down there, it's bad. Discussion at all? Any more discussion? Anybody? Nope.
So its building department is 12,000 and the 2 6,000s are marijuana accounts.
Roll call.
Trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
Trustee Hires.
Yes.
Supervisor Kenzel.
Yes.
Clerk Baraco, yes. Trustee Dingman.
Yes.
Treasurer Miller.
Yes.
Trustee Meinke.
Yes.
7 yes, motion carried.
Excellent. Wow. Public comment time. If you have some public comment time here, please adjust the podium and talk to us.
Real quick, Terry Goody.
Hi, Terry.
From Wabasca Road. Hello. I just want to mention that October is Infant Safe Sleep Month, and many of you may not know that your local fire department, the township firefighters, have been trained in infant safe sleep education, and they have a pack and play that's ready to be distributed if needed by someone in the township, if they have an unsafe sleep environment. They've been through training. We probably need to do an update with some of the new firefighters that are on board, but I just wanted you to know that 2/3 of infant sleep-related deaths are from unsafe sleep practices. And we have about 150 of those in our state a year, about 3,500 to 4,000 nationwide. So anything we can do to help people, to educate people on really safe sleeping for an infant or soon-to-be infant, the firefighters are on top of it and we can help. And we can help with delivery and setup of a pack and play if needed to those who can't afford it. And then the other thing I would say is today is World Mental Health Day. And many people may not know this. It is, there are about every 22 minutes and every single day a veteran. And I think it's important to bring up that the number is 988 for anyone who may need some mental help or is considering thoughts of suicide. It would be nice to have some signs up around the township hall. The 988 number, they have things that you can print off and maybe put in a frame just to remind people that there is help out there if they have suicidal thoughts. So that's it. Thanks.
Just as a point of order for this meeting, folks are repeatedly coming and going out of this room here. It's very distracting. You come in, you sit down, try to have an official meeting here. Please stay in your seats. But the coming and going all the time repeatedly is very distracting and it's not good for business. So please try to contain yourself best you can. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
may I ask a clarifying question? For Ms. Golden?
Sure.
What is the best route to contact the fire department if people need support?
That is a fantastic question for Chief Kochenspartner. Best way to get a hold of the fire department if they need something, some support like that.
Well, if you get a hold of me, you get a hold of me, pretty close, or call 911, they'll give you a number to call, so I get it out and we can move from there, but.
You don't want to give everyone your cell
No.
phone number?
No, I don't, right now.
Try. We'll make a bad signal.
So, but, we can work with you. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's up to you.
I have a question.
Please.
How many pack and plays do you have available?
Well,
How many? How many pack and plays?
one currently.
Just one available?
There's a process to it, and that's what the firefighters have gone through with their training.
Okay.
So if they go on a scene and they do perform education to the family, then they can do that, and then they can get reimbursed with another pack and play. So
Okay.
there's a process to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
there's no problem. That's it, yeah.
Public comment.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gotham, I just said either come in or
Is
go.
this a new rule?
Going back and forth, I said, going back and forth is disruptive for the meeting. Please contain yourself.
I have a medical issue.
Let me know. Not your time to talk either. I gave you the rules. Go with it. Your time now.
So if I can just say to you, as my friend and doctor, we all have to guard ourselves against bias and the ability to get bittered. And the first fellows that walked out of the room, the officer asked them a question, and they stepped out to not be disruptive.
I'm saying for the meetings,
I understand.
you stand there. You don't keep coming and going. I'm sorry, it's your time. I
Yes, sir.
apologize.
I would like to say
Can
that,
you reclaim his time for that?
Sure. 8 seconds. Or whatever. Go ahead. Yeah.
I would just like to say that I know I'm somebody in a little bit of a, as you know, a rare situation where you might not look at me immediately and think that I'm disabled, but you know what my condition is. I've been persecuted here by certain members of this staff and this government for my disability the entire time I've been here visiting. Clearly I could sit anywhere on that front row and be even closer than where I usually stand with my camera. but Barry is engaged in something to try and use my disability against me to make sure that I'm moved to the back of the room. And this is the kind of spirit that has gone on with this person and other people at this office throughout. As a matter of fact, Barry and Stacy and others wrote letters to the judge that I'm going to be seeing tomorrow to try and further demonize me as part of an ongoing, non-ending effort to stop anyone that would bring accountability and transparency. I've proven here over the years, I don't come and yell, I don't come and scream, I don't cuss, I don't swear, I don't even talk out of turn. The problem isn't how it's being said, like people keep trying to make out. The problem is a classist divide has arisen, and it needs to be healed over. It's not the answer to put people down so they don't ask questions and they don't say anything anymore. The right answer is to make it to where it's a comfortable, professional exchange and situation, a representative government. And that's sure not what you're gonna have when you allow that kind of a spirit to go unchecked, where somebody's allowed to take their personal bitterness against someone and practice lawfare against them. And to practice using their position here at the government to try and afflict or oppress them, harass them, and even use a disability against them. Members of the clerk's office, the deputy clerk, has been on video mocking my limp, dressing up like me and mocking my limp. Is this the kind of people we want to be represented by? This is just, people see this video, and that's the problem. That's the real problem Barry has staring me down with the death stare right now, is that video camera, the one that doesn't get edited.
You have 8 more seconds.
The video camera that doesn't get controlled, the video camera that's not, he's taking control over right from Cody. Right? Can people Zoom comment? Why not? The Zoom meeting's open, why aren't people allowed to have public comment via Zoom? How much more controlling and restriction of the people and their ability to speak and contribute are we going to allow?
So, gotcha. So the Zoom thing, can we actually get a laptop or something here so folks can make that just to that one? So folks can actually, during this point in time, during the public comment time, put in questionnaires or interrogatives. Is that available on our website?
Municipalities all over the country allow the Zoom for public comment.
I'm not asking that, I'm asking, can we do it? So, but give it your time, Cody.
I think there's probably a way. There is a chat function, and then there's also like an opportunity to, make a form submitted once the agenda is posted in the week.
If you wouldn't mind, our next meeting, I'd like to work with Barry, maybe with Seth, if we need to. I'd like to find a way where the public who cannot get here for whatever reason, can actually then have a way to publicly make a comment that we can maybe read off for them and give comments and kind of go from there. That way, it'd be more inclusive, it'd be better for the township. For some folks, whether they're old, whether they're sick, or whatever else they can't come here. And I think it'd be a way to be more inclusive of our township people. It'd be a nice thing to do if we could kind of work on that technology, and you could work with Barry and we try to make this happen before next meeting. That'd be awesome.
Before next meeting, though, that would have to be explored.
Well, just looking into it, not having it done. So I feel looked into.
Action.
Okay.
Some sort of video system and policy about it.
Just to take check comments, just to type in there, read them off, and kind of go from that point forward. We'll just, we saw how to just begin the investigation into it. If we could do this. Yep. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Next, right on.
A couple things real quick. It was referenced, the PC did finally get the new zoning ordinance through our end, and it'll be recommended to the board at some point here in the near future. Next step is it's off to the county for their review for their 30 days, and then at some point, November, December, it'll be in front of you guys as far as that goes. I have a fellow commissioner member here, but we would like to thank you for the support in doing that. It was a very long process, longer than I think anybody thought it was going to be, and just appreciate the patience there as far as that goes. rare everyone's here tonight, so, you know, with the election coming, who knows if that's gonna be the case next month. So I would just like to take an opportunity to thank the board for everything that they've done, especially, you know, the, you know, support we've gotten on the planning commission level, while you're all here. Mr. Hires and Mr. Dignan, maybe an end to a long tour of duty for you guys, so we appreciate that. And then just real quick, you know, as far as the, you know, comments, you know, on the Zoom, you know, as someone who runs the meeting, we'll want to make sure that we're squared away as far as procedure and getting them, you know, that can be very chaotic. So whatever we do there, we should maybe work as a team to decide what we want to do. That way.
So we're looking into it.
Yeah. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Great point there. This is also looking into it. It will be put in place before this meeting, but we just want to investigate so we actually give the public some options to contact us to get their words heard. That's all. Come on up.
Yes, I'm just gonna add a little follow-up to what our planning chair has said. We appreciate all of your accolades, and I wanted to point out that in all of the years that I've been on that planning commission, I believe that the efficiency this year was outstanding, but it was only because the township did something they've never done before, and that was contract McKenna to help and to assist us, to guide us, along with Cody and Seth. We were a really great village. You know, we really threw things out there. We discussed so many things, and there was so much clarity for the first time in my almost 40 years.
Wow.
Okay,
Great
so
service.
I just want to say thank you for recognizing that, and thanks to the whole team, because we worked hard.
That's what we did. Anybody else?
All right, Adam Michael, former supervisor. And say that because we have contracted before, and it was efficient. And that's actually part of the reason why that whole agenda item was on there today, was because we contracted first and seen how efficient and the growth and opportunities that come into the township when we contracted for the Parks and Recreation Master Plan. Because of that Parks and Recreation Master Plan, we have that Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee, that committee that was working on millions of dollars of grants for the township, of which now you all as a board, except for one member who had brought this to the attention, decided that the public doesn't need to know or care or anything about that. I want everyone to remember the history here. I am here at all because I got involved after the township started negatively affecting me, and I started attending the planning commission and the board meetings. And at those planning commission meetings, as I said, all the way up until 2017, if you attended, there was no public comment time on the agendas. And when I raised my hand at those meetings when I attended in 2015 and 16, I was told that this isn't a time for the participation of the public, that this is the time for us to watch the township do work. And that was told to me by Mr. Hires here. Now, he might not remember that because he also has a hard time remembering when he was removed from holding two positions unlawfully that the prior attorney was allowing. He was allowing that. And now we have also our current board who says that those emails that I have and shared the copy of do not exist. This is the level of corruption and cover-up that we have going on with our board members here. This is why I got involved in RAN back in 2016 and won. And why then I was removed? Because I was continuing to find more of the cover-up, corruption, and cronyism across our county. But no one wants to actually look at the evidence fully that is 100% factual. That up until 2017, not a single one of our minutes here in the Township Planning Commission have that. That is why I'm running again as an independent this time. Because I'm not a part of any of your teams. I'm here for the people and the people as I always have been. Once again, thank you.
Someone left the phone up here. Okay. Name's Steve Koch, Colonial Drive. Been an ongoing problem for quite a while on Colonial Drive. For about 3 years now, we've had an individual that lives in the area that continuously blows an air horn at people. This has been an ongoing problem. This individual gets mad at somebody, so her way of handling the problem is to blow an air horn in your face. She does it when you're not looking. She's been doing it to my 92-year-old mother. I've had the police out numerous times, more times than I can freaking count. And I've been told numerous times that there's nothing they can do about it. They'll look into it. They'll see what they can do about it. But we have an ordinance that obviously is there that says you're not supposed to be doing that. Okay? So it got to the point where I was doing police report after police report after police report, and nothing was happening. So I called the chief of police of Battle Creek, who's supposed to take care of Bedford Township. He never called me back. Instead, I got a call from an officer, Fickle, who explained what was going on, and he said, oh, that's above my chain of command. So then he sent me up to, I don't know if it was Corporal or Lieutenant Wolf, and Wolf said, I'll get right back with you as soon as I figure out what's going on, and I'll call you back. You know, I never heard a word out of that man. Not a word came out of that. Not a phone call, not a response. I had to come down here and see the code compliance officer, who then text messaged this officer, who then said, there's really nothing much I can do about it. So then I'm driving on my way back home from my mother's house, and on my way back from my mother's house, I see this officer parked. That's cool. Let me just chit-chat with him for a little bit. So I go out and I chit-chat with this gentleman for a little bit. And I told him what was going on. He goes, oh, let me look. And he looks on his little computer. And lo and behold, there is an ordinance in Bedford Township that says you cannot do that. His response is, next time she blows it, you get a hold of me, I'll come over and I'll give her a ticket to start with. And after a while, if the tickets don't work, then we'll look at maybe having the prosecutor bring her into court. But it's amazing that nobody can do anything. The BCPD, I don't blame the whole group, because there's some really good people there, but there's some lackluster ability to do their job. And if they can't solve a problem with someone blowing air horns at little old ladies that are 92 years old that only have 40% of their hearing in one ear, what makes you think they can solve any of your problems? Think about that for a moment. When you're looking to pay that, what, $800,000, $900,000, whatever $1 million that we give them every year, for what? If they can't solve a minor civil infraction, minor, they can't solve that, how do you expect them to solve a real problem? Something to think about, folks.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
It's not school, you just walk the podium.
That you recognize.
You walk the podium. Like every meeting's been up before you.
Sir.
Go ahead, Peter.
Anytime you want to get on social media, bring your trolls, and we can play again. You did such a good job last time. And from lyrics of that song, don't let the screen door hit you on your way out. Oh, and take your fleas.
Wow. So, Peter's such a joy to have here, isn't he? I mean, look at him. Such a joy to have here. Brings all this intellect and wisdom. Peter, we thank you for your time here. You're such a grand person to have around. You bring such enlightenment.
Very unprofessional.
Excuse
Not
me.
your time, sit down.
Medical attention.
Not your time, sit down. You had your moment. You had your time.
Been drinking?
I'll give you
Okay,
mine.
okay, folks, again, my name is
Point
Kyle.
of order. You had yourself at the desk podium here. You don't get to repeat.
What am I repeating to? I'm not repeating.
You had your 3 minutes.
Sir, you're out of order. You're out of order, sir.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Can I ask a question?
Please.
Arrogance.
I mean,
You talk to the podium only, not the crowd. It's not public comment time from the peanut gallery. You don't do that.
Is okay to laugh?
Go ahead, please, sir.
I'll give you my back.
I'm Greg Angeline. I just got a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about totally different what's been going on. About the fire truck and the tractor and stuff from the fire department. And it said going up for bid like this. And it says, they want at least scrap price. Does anybody know what scrap price is on those?
No, I don't.
I was curious, no, I didn't
It's
know.
gonna be like class 2 or class 3 or however it's classed, I mean, unless you tear it completely apart and you get it to its raw materials, you're gonna get a second-hand price on it, really.
I was just curious myself what the scrap price was, because if I want to bid on it, I want to know at least I got to start there and go up. You know what I mean? I'm just,
I do.
okay.
I believe the auction company takes care of that. That's the auction company, they're taking care of that.
Okay. And then on this other little article, they're talking about the solar panel, the $12,000 for amount for, where's that located at, the solar farm? That they're talking about.
Do we have a slight delay? The gavel mutes the microphone, so if we can
I gotta restart that
so
screen.
let me just take a second.
Okay.
Just know what's gonna happen.
Sure.
It'll talk.
Sorry, 1 second, sorry about that. Technical problem here, your time's being held still. Hold this time. I don't know, this is about 1:40.
There's a sound gate in there that certain times the gavel will pop it and it just doesn't release.
Oh,
You're too loud with the out.
I did. I was excited.
68 shots, you can get the full video and audio on
Does
YouTube.
it shut off? Okay. good.
Doesn't shut off.
All right. The solar farm. Barry?
I'm just curious where the location is.
I mean, I know where it's at, but it's kind of premature. They haven't turned in their application yet.
Okay, it's being discussed still, it's being planned. It's not finalized yet for location.
Oh,
I guess.
okay. Now, you know, we're talking about some money, and I thought, well, where's it going? What location is it? It doesn't state. So I'm just curious, that's all. Some simple, easy questions.
Very good.
Thank you.
Just a clarification, did you guys do roll call for the first petition on new business?
Ever second.
Okay.
I think I know where it is. I think I know where it is.
Alright. Quiet, please. Order.
We don't get a roll call on these. We don't.
Yeah, that didn't pass though, you decided.
Right, it didn't get it.
Right, it didn't pass that. Alrighty, moving on. Is there anybody else?
Oh, Detroit's tied 2-2.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving on to the trustees' personal privilege.
I'm gonna keep it short, but I'm gonna, as long as I'm sitting up here, which is only 1 more month, I'm just gonna keep correcting incorrects. Again, Mr. Heikela, recalled supervisor. Why was he recalled? You can still go online, I'm pretty sure, and get the petition language that was approved. Not showing up for work, threatening employees when here. So I guess I'd like to know how he did all the marvelous things and knew all the marvelous things that were going on when that's why he was recalled.
Why'd he lose his job?
As far as
the audience,
as far as
not your comment time, sir. Not your comment time. You can hear up here, instructive. You had your time. Now it is his time. Yes, you in the eye Greek shirt right there, looking around stupidly. You. Please go ahead with your time.
I'm just, every month we get accused of implementing time limits, trying to suppress the public. Who implemented the time limit? Oh, that's right, it was you. We didn't have it before you, Adam, did we? And, you know, if the people up here were so happy like other people, I remember at one meeting where myself and Bill Scott were thrown out because you didn't like public comment time. Listen to yourself. You're a hypocrite and you do need help. And don't kiss me, I don't go your way. Okay? I know. You've told me to do other vulgar things to you when you're sitting in the front row. I love you. Okay?
That's a comment time. That's 2.
Why are you addressing my husband then?
That's 3. Officer,
No, you
take
don't
off,
get
please.
to add us together.
Ma'am, can we just step outside with everyone else, please?
I can see a word. I can see a word. I'm not going to strike out right now.
You're talking in public.
That's right.
There's 3. I've warned you.
I'm not a kid.
Act like it, you call it.
I just simply want statements to be truthful. The man that creates a disturbance at every meeting talking about how we don't want public comment, we don't want transparency. We didn't have any of these problems until he accidentally became supervisor. Nobody knew who he was. Everybody went and pulled a Republican Party ticket for Mr. Trump, and he was smart enough to realize he might get a job that way. If he would have just came in and cooperated and participated with the staff and learned how to do his job, he probably would still be sitting there making good money. But he couldn't come into work, which is what Chief Justice Michael Jackson had approved on the recall language. And when he did, he threatened females on our staff that had to be protected at one point by fire staff that heard the screaming. There's nothing that's being made up here. It's all on the record. And again, the time limit rules, he initiated. And again, he threw me out because during public comment time, I was demanding an answer on why he didn't show up for the meetings with the health department about the PFAS. Until finally the health department supervisor called down here and didn't ask, didn't request. They said somebody from your township will be at this next meeting. And Sally Shaw, who he tried to improperly fire at the table, picked up her notepad and ran out to go to the meeting so our township wouldn't be embarrassed. Because again, why? He wasn't at work. I've had it. And after next month when I'm done, I get to sit out there and say it. And I'm going to. I'm tired of listening to a liar's mouth. And I'm sorry to take up your time. I know the Tigers are playing.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Don't forget to get out and vote. Your vote matters. And if you've never gone to the Lions for their chicken, I went this year and I'm going back. It was good. So, thank you and enjoy the game tonight.
I want to talk about Florida and North Carolina, the 2 hurricanes we went through. They were unprecedented. A lot of our brothers and sisters down there are dead, damaged, forever lost their properties. I just want prayers out to all of them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There are a couple things. I don't think Mr. Koch is still here. He had a legitimate concern. I'm not sure if he was here during the previous meeting that was addressed in the disorderly conduct ordinance. That was the reason that we changed enforcement from a civil infraction to a misdemeanor, because a civil infraction is handled by the township and a misdemeanor is handled by the police department. So if you call on that and it's listed as a civil infraction, there's nothing they can do. So the board did everything that they could to mitigate that moving forward. I wanted to speak briefly on the advisory committee. There were 2 incidents that I'm aware of with Mr. Heikla. One when I was on the planning commission and he wanted to discuss parks. He became extremely belligerent with me. I saw him after one of the meetings follow Ms. Solner to her car to the point where she had to open the door and create a barrier between herself and Mr. Heikla. As far as the resolution and my stance on it, it didn't have anything to do with the lack of transparency. It was protecting our volunteers from harassment. I also thought it was concerning that we adopted this advisory committee, and I'm glad Mr. Heikla acknowledged its advisory 3 years ago. This is coming up now, 1 month before an election. We did receive legal opinion regarding that. And it didn't include all committees. So I didn't understand why this was only about Parks and Rec and not all advisory committees. So we did the research, we did the work. We wanted to include that in the public packet. I asked a lot of questions, so that was my concern about that. And thank you to the Planning Commission for all of your hard work. We look forward to seeing the zoning ordinance. That's all I have.
You asked a lot of questions, I'm sorry.
Moving on to the elected officials. Please go ahead. Treasurer.
These are your questions here, these are our last?
I've had phone conversations with the attorney, and it has been consolidated as well in the documentation.
Are any of these yours?
Yeah, some of these are mine.
Why are they coming from Barry's email?
It was a consolidated document on legal opinion from phone conversations.
Okay.
But they can't have groups.
Is there an issue with communicating with the attorney?
All right. Yeah, so coming to the end of the season here, summer's like 90% in. That caught me off guard. It just looks like you wrote Barry's email. That's what I thought the whole time. It's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, not much to say. Hopefully I see you guys again. If not, this is a lot of our last meetings, so. Hope we've done you good as we can. Thank you. Mine's gonna be election news. So there are flyers out in the front lobby if you're thinking of early voting. It starts on October 26th at the Cool Center, which is right downtown. It used to be called Crony. So that is available 9 days prior to early voting, so October 26th through November 3rd from 8 to 4 every day. So that includes weekends, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you can do that. If you choose to vote absentee ballot, you can also get the ballots here and then you can put them in machines there. So if you want to put it in a machine, you can get the ballots here prior to that. And then actually put them in the machine. You can also vote absentee ballot and then turn them back in here to the township. There are 2 boxes that are secure.
Can you do all 3?
Choose. So to date, we've had, I just pulled this report, 1,580 absentee ballots have been issued. 436 have been returned. So we still have quite a few out. 1,100 out that we're waiting to come back. This flyer's out in the lobby.
Can I ask a question, Ms. Fargo?
Yes, sir.
I know that during the preliminary, when people picked up early ballots, they didn't know that, and I called you to ask, you said, no, when they made the change of laws, they changed that. Once you turn it in, it's turned in. There's no spoiler, doesn't matter what you find out. Once you turn it in, that's it.
So you can make changes.
Is that still?
No, you can make changes to
Okay,
your ballot.
I'm
You
just,
turn it in,
this one you
can vote.
can? Okay, because
Going forward.
a few people called me and they're like, what? I'm like, that's why I
can
called
turn
you. I
it.
just want to make sure we told
You
the
can
public.
change, if you have voted it and it's turned in, you can come and get it reissued.
Okay. There was a few people really upset about that
That's,
a couple months ago.
that's the thing. That's all.
Okay. Now to me. Phew. To kind of expound a bit more, I don't really enjoy talking with Peter Van Gotham or Adam Heikela. Adam has been so harassing of me on my personal phone as far as texting me. I had to get a PPO, which was approved. He tried to get it overturned. The judge overwhelmingly said, no, you have done all the parts here that violate his rights, and the PPO stands. And then he also violated that PPO that is still standing, and as of today at lunchtime, I have his violation submitted, and he'll be going to court on the 28th for having his PPO violated against me, and he's going to get a big old smack the wrist or something for that, but he is not the good person he portrays. He is harassing, he's a bully, He spouts off on things he does not know about. He is not. If he gets elected, I fear for the township because that would not be a good thing. And I'm sorry, that's my opinion only. That's just what's going on there. That is not anything demeaning as far as that's all truth. That's my fear of what will happen. Beyond that, folks that Peter Van Gotham come here, like to stir up trouble, likes to harass the staff, and then walk away. He's retired, he's nothing better to do. He gives them kicks. He comes here, he harasses people all the time for no good reason. Tonight in the meeting, he purposely, like a small child, walking in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, just to be a jerk. That's what he does. Or medical condition. No, you don't, Peter. You're being a jerk. It's a mental condition, not a medical one. He doesn't bring anything beneficial here, in my opinion. It's just, I wish he could be more constructive with his time and his energy. I wish he would be, but he's not. So for that, go Tigers, go Wings. Let's have a great month here. We'll see you back here again in November. November what? Number 10.
14.
So have an early happy Thanksgiving. Let's all have fun, enjoy family. Pray for the folks in Florida. Meeting is dismissed at 8:02.
Good job up there, baby. Mr. Dingman,
I'm going in the car.
you're such an expert on how people lost their jobs. I was wondering how you lost yours at the prosecutor's office. Was it for assaulting me? Just thought I'd check. Feel free to be a coward and not answer. It's against the Americans with Disabilities Act for you to try and use my disability to harass me.
Get out of my face.
I'm not in your face, sir. I'm on the other side of the table from you.
You're in my space, so move.
So you're walking towards me. Wow. Look at that display tonight. It's one for the record books. Wow. It's the devolution of government.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right, ladies, I'll see you.
Thank you, Ms. Rita.
All right.
Spaghetti flyers.
There's a few meatballs that attended. One of them might let you use. You're allowed to have panels back.
Yeah, you can only sell back so much. They regulate.
So they gave me, you get to fill in. They gave me so many panels. This is what you're limited. Oh, really?
I appreciated your comments, sir.
I was just curious.
Good to see you, non-lobbyist, not calling in representative.
So I was just.
Hey, brother. Good to see you tonight. Not a lobbyist.
Not lobbyist.
Community. What was it? Community.
He's community affairs.
Community affairs.
I'm
I thought you were a lobbyist though. You're not a lobbyist? No? Okay. Have you been a lobbyist? Am I mistaken about that? Am I confused?
Never been a lobbyist.
Never been a
I
lobbyist.
worked in Lansing on staff, but I never was a lobbyist.
Explain to me the difference, if you would.
Yeah, a lobbyist is somebody who's registered actually to lobby on behalf of a company or a company or an organization.
Right.
So, like you can go up and lobby, it doesn't make you a lobbyist. So,
But you were lobbying in Lansing, though.
No, I was not lobbying.
You're
I
not.
worked on staff. I was staff for the legislature.
Okay.
So that's why I was in Lansing.
Oh, I got you not with consumers, separately.
My prior life.
All right, you can see my confusion though. We got because
That's what I was asking.
well, right. So that's how I'm confused because now I'm seeing you with the consumer. Yes,
Now I'm
sir.
just local government affairs.
Is she gonna work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
It's in his car.
Oh, it's not you. Oh, I thought it was in your.
The sales.
Yeah, I hear it all.
I was a little over confused. That's like the Ford people. The Ford people too. It was kind of like the same situation with the consumers. But a lot of the Ford people that are part of this new Ford project
1,100
were Lansing officials, and then some of them were Ford, and now they're Lansing officials. You know what I mean? There's a little back and forth going there.
Who had been a part of all of the wrongdoing and
At Bethany,
and was
you know, maybe they're going on the biblical sense where you and Adam are one flesh.
Yeah.
So
I won't
1, 2, 3.
You know what? He's not gonna get kicked out without me following him out anyway.
I was in Victoria and I was a bad guy.
Crazy.
So they literally brought to the meeting, highlighted.
I'm sorry y'all went through that. That was all I can say is I got it all on video. You know, holy cow.
The second time I went up there was to prove my point. He's been twisting on that gavel. He's irritated. I don't know if he's PMSing. I don't know if he's had personal problems in his life. What's going on? But he was out of control.
Hey, if you would, send me an email tonight just saying that something positive about my YouTube channel. It's come to my attention that a bunch of government officials have all written letters to the judge saying how my YouTube channel has ruined their life.
Is this a public judge?
Yeah, 9 a.m. 4th floor tomorrow is my sentencing, yeah.
Oh, can anybody get up there and speak on your behalf or no?
I'm not sure if you can speak or not, but you can present a letter.
In there that we should not vote for you.
Really?
Yeah, he said it in his public comment time.
Who did?
Campaign interference. It's like you can't do
Dude, the whole thing has been.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, tonight was woo!
He was very irritable tonight. Like I said, I swear to God, the dude's on PMSing or something or what. I don't know. Maybe he didn't take his medication or he took too much medication or maybe he needs some medication. I don't know what his problem was, but it was out of control.
some gummies.
So get ready because he's going to try to violate me for my PPO when I cut these videos of all of the things that he said and I start sharing.
It's okay. The judge said you're allowed to talk about him. You just can't talk to him.
That's right. Guess what? I can talk about him. I just can't talk to him.
Just make sure that everything you say is the
That was for you, Tara, just so you know. I know you're watching. Hi, how you doing?
Hey, so you're gonna come up here drunk and barefoot and whoop your butt, buddy.
I know. Her hubby was here. She had to stay home drunk. She was too drunk.
Man, I've never seen a wilder look in anybody's eyes than that dude right there. That dude scares me to death.
I wouldn't get up and
Wood, that Tim Wood guy. His eyes are like permanently dilated like a serial killer, man.
I know, that's why I said I wouldn't.
I don't know what level of medication could do that to you. He like, I hope I just hear at some point that he got flash blind or something and there's a reasonable explanation because.
That's scary.
Oh man, yeah. It'll be on.
Edit any of it.
By the way, they said every time you hit the gavel, after you hit the gavel, there's no volume on their video.
On their video, yeah.
That's perfect.
I told them all. I said, "Hey, 68 shots on YouTube. We got full audio. We got full video."
There you go, Justin. Good for you.
That was a. Oh my gosh, guys! Come on.
Woo, that was crazy.
He boogied out of here pretty quick.
Why wouldn't they give you my time? Can you do that?
Right?
Sure, you can.
But he wasn't going to allow it.
Yeah, he wasn't even. He couldn't even get it out of his mouth to say that he was. He didn't even let him get to say that he was gonna. Yeah.
You don't want me to speak. You don't want me to speak about anything that goes on here. My family's been here in this town since '74, so I might know one or two things going on.
Spread the word.
Well, the whole thing's about stopping people from speaking. That's what it's all about.
Well, and, that's just like the, illegal stuff the lawyer was telling them. That was all crap because I worked for an attorney and I know it's illegal.
Check out how those weasels, Barry and Stibe, were immediately like, public comments on Zoom? No.
Yeah, they don't want anybody to talk.
You can speak about the people that are on the
Battle
board.
Creek Commission has
live
They don't
YouTube
have
chat
any
going on.
amenity. They have
Like,
no
they don't
right to
ask
the
the commissioners questions,
privacy.
but
Barry,
there's
I mean,
a live chat going on.
Townships all over the country have it to where people can get on the Zoom meeting for their public
Whoever's
comment.
watching, please stop.
What you're saying
Stop
is
listening to the attorneys.
Right.
Whoever's watching, I know all of you bigwigs are watching.
And you are giving
But guess
illegal
what?
information.
But guess what?
Are we being too loud?
You're doing the wrong things.
I think he's emptying his trash.
Yeah.
We'll be quieter.
Sorry.
Peace, brothers.
I just don't need to have to.
Anyway.
That is this house. That's gotta suck to have be right across from the township like that.
So you'll be great.
I want to make sure. But yeah, like I said, it's a bunch of garbage.
I'm writing your name in bed. I'm on the bubbles. I got a bubble.
Good to see you tonight, brother. What a night to come, huh?
No shit. Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I appreciate you, brother. Wow. Okay. All you party people in the chat, let's see.
Holy Moses.
This'll maybe this one will go viral though.
Wow.
Maybe, where's the mic? Yeah, they skipped the mic tonight because they're so pro transparency. No microphone tonight, you know. And not only were they trying to have no microphone, but Barry was trying a hostile takeover coup to keep me from standing close enough for my mic to pick anything up. So, holy cow.
I mean, I got kicked out for you.
How is it muted?
You got two.
I got
There's another one. Back up.
yeah, they're saying no worries, the shots will get the audio back. Oh my gosh. No wonder. I thought there'd be 1,000 people on here. Unmuted now. Holy cow.
You're gonna have to give him the live. Or whatever it is.
Wow. Okay, so on the live screen, YouTube had a new little easy to tap mute button that I had not noticed. Don't worry, I've got full audio soon to be uploaded. Holy crap. Woo, y'all are, let me just not talk on here anymore. Wait, I'm just going to get this uploaded as fast as I can.
Go, Guggle Body.
Oh, man. Jug says it happens. Yeah, all right. So, y'all stand up for each other's rights, defend each other's freedoms. God bless you. I'm going to go get this uploaded ASAP. Yeah, it's coming. Oh, my goodness.